So I just got finished watching this Rick Ross interview. I say Rick Ross featuring Drake because the whole interview was about Drake. Well, the most important parts, because who cares about anything else with Rick Ross. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button. Listen, I'm a Rick Ross fan. Great lyricist, great artist, great feature artist, great songwriter. Great, very entertaining. But his catalog does not go against Drake. Think about Ross's catalog versus Drake catalog. Ross, I think he has 10 albums. 5 of them was excellent, which was God Forgives and I Don't, Teflon Don, Port of Miami 1, not 2, because 2 was garbage. I think Mastermind, and I'm not sure if there's a song, album called Rich Forever, or was that just a song? I forgot. The Maybach Music album, I think the first one. And that's it. Where Meek Mill is his artist, and he has more classic albums than him. You know, Championships, DC4, obviously Dreams and Nightmares. Wasn't Feeling Expensive Pain, but he has more, consistent albums. Like, that's the problem. Ross is a great artist, but his albums is not as consistent. He'll have a great single and everything, but not as consistent. So when you get on that stage and tell me to take out Drake's vocals, but then go to the interview and say, oh, so love, French, he still fucks with you. French, he's still your friend. He's like, French needs him. Everybody needs him. But it's kind of like, did you jump the gun with the Drake beef and say, oh, I'm mad because of French Montana, because French Montana vented to you, but French Montana was willing to let it go, and now you got to cover the shit up because you called him white boy with the big nose and BBL Drizzy? And I find that funny, friends like that. It's like, damn, bro, you messed up my opportunity. Now you trying to go fix it, but it's just like, you're not the spokesperson. The person that needs to go talk to Drake is French Montana. The person that says that, oh, we're still cool from the jump needs to be French Montana. On a record, yo, I still fuck with Drake, da da da. Even 21 Savage has said, he said, people keep asking me about Drake and Metro. He said, if you fuck with them both, he made it clear, like, I fuck with Drake, I fuck with Metro Boomin. They're not talking to each other, but I fuck with them both. Where French Montana's never made a stance, he never answered this is the first time they ever say anything on the interview. And Rick Ross, you just look like a clown. Because it's like, now your whole career, it's kind of like 50 Cent, Ja Rule. You can't have a Ja Rule interview without mentioning 50 Cent, but you can have a 50 Cent interview and mention a million other things besides Ja Rule. And even if you mention Ja Rule, it's still making 50 look good. Where now you mentioning Drake under the Rick Ross, it doesn't make you look good because it's like, all right, you attack this guy. What hit records have you got? I'm not excited about this, I don't know what is this album called, but I'm not excited about this new Rick Ross album. I feel like it's just like, your first single is Max B and French Montana. That song, I hate that song. I hate that. And I love Max B, I love French Montana, I love Rick Ross. They do not have chemistry. I don't like the beat. I don't like Max B's flow on it. I don't like the concept. You guys rushed this. You guys needed to really, really lock in and take your time. This is a terrible song. This is your first single. You should have did something better. You should have did something better. You should have just tried just French Montana or just try Max B and do it separate. But trying to put y'all all together, you guys are 3 different artists. When I tell you the way you go approach records, the way you rap on records, the way you make albums, you're 3 totally different artists with 3 different skill sets. French Montana is the anthem maker. Max B is the hook guy. Rick Ross is the classy, fancy rap. I'm gonna rap about gold toilets, platinum everything, and mansions and jets and private jets. That's the difference. They do not blend well together. Rick Ross goes well with Pusha T. French Montana goes well with like Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? Max B goes well with a lot of different artists, but like they're not cohesive. So to make this record, this Rush record, just to say, because everything right now is just because Max B did a bid. He's the realest one. He did his bid, he came out. And I'm not knocking him, but I'm just saying his clout is coming from that. They don't care what he does at this point. It's like when Bobby Shmurda comes out. It's like, oh, Bobby Shmurda, he's a real nigga. He came out. No one cares about the music. They're just like, oh, he's just realist. They're not going to care for a little while, but another year or two, they're going to be like, where's the music? But Max B has so much classic hits. He does, well, not hits, but, records that he don't really need to make more music. right? I wish they would just clean his voice up a little bit with something, but I guess he don't want to do that. But I like the content. I just don't like those three together. I like them all separately. I like French and Max, even if the last album wasn't the best. I like it. I'm not too excited about the new album, but I just think there's no chemistry. They're not the same type of rappers. Like when Rick Ross and Meek Mill did an album, I didn't like it, but it made sense. You know, when French Montana did an album with 3 6 Mafia, I liked it. Made sense. You know, French Montana did a song with an album with Fetty Wap, made sense. Max B did an album with French Montana, makes sense. Max B did songs with albums and music and mixtapes with Jim Jones and Stack Bundles. It made sense. French Montana with Change Drugs makes sense, but French Montana, Max B, Rick Ross doesn't make sense. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button. If I'm bugging, tell me. But I think I know what I'm talking about.